Now then, there are wedding bells ringing out on Christmas Day for Fizz and Tyrone in Corrie, and poor Fizz knows nothing about it. Ty has planned the ceremony in secret, and Fizz is left feeling like he's put no effort at all into their Christmas Day.
I was thinking, why don't we get a takeaway?
A takeaway?
Yeah. I mean, come on, we spend half of the day cooking, the other half of the day cleaning up. Why don't we just have a rest this year?
Well, it's not very traditional, is it?
Loads of people do it. I mean, it might be nice to do something different, eh?
Please, Mum.
OK, just this once. But we are still going to see It's a Wonderful Life later, aren't we, all four of us?
Yeah, of course.
Good. Look, it's just our first Christmas back together as a family. I know it sounds corny, I just want it to be perfect.
Well, it will be. I promise.
Well, little does Fizz know, but she is about to get wed. But how would you feel if your partner surprised you with, like, a fully pre-arranged surprise wedding on Christmas Day? Kelly, I'm guessing it's not a good thing.
No way. I'm literally, like, perfectionist, control freak. And also, can you imagine if it was, like, the most horrendous day, because everything you're picking on...
But the romance...
No. And then you get to next Christmas, you think, oh, my God, Christmas Day, like, they ruined it for me. I just wouldn't be... I could not engage with that day for one, because I'd be picking holes in it.
What would you actually do, though, if that happened? Would you just get on a plane?
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone would surprise me, to be honest. They'd know not to. Because it would just be so embarrassing.
They know you so well that they...
Yeah, can you imagine, like...
Let's cancel that birthday party you've done for her then.
Going in, you're having a Christmas dinner, all your family's went there, it's like, surprise! You're getting married! No. No, it's not happening. But I just couldn't do it. Could you?
Well, no, I'm like you, a bit of a control freak. I don't like the surprise element, but it's the clash of it being on Christmas.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
I would feel completely shortchanged. I'd be like, hang on a minute, there's one celebration over here that's Christmas, and then there's my wedding day that's over there. And I feel like anywhere you'd get married would already be decorated with the Christmas stuff. I feel like it's a guy trying to rip me off if they're trying to get married at Christmas. But having said that, I do understand sometimes there are certain events in people's lives that are tainted with sadness. So for some people, Christmas can be quite a sad time if you've got a lot of relatives that might have passed away. So you can kind of, like, take ownership back and change that day, which is what I did at my own wedding. I don't like firework night. So we got married on the 6th of November because it fell on a Saturday and, you know, Friday was the 5th. And every year now, I get everyone together to celebrate my wedding anniversary and destroy their bonfire night. Great.
Excellent.
Day. Yeah.
Now, Denise, I know you love a surprise, so...
No.
Surprise! No, joking.
You've done that to me several times on here. It used to be with me dad in drag. But no, I love surprising people, not just, like, for big things, but if I know that there's, say, two people who hadn't seen each other for a few years and, you know, my sister will say, oh, my God, you're going to do the surprise again where we've got to surprise them. But I hate the thought of anybody surprising me.
Why?
I'm not actually that much of a control freak. When I got married, I just said to Lincoln, all I want is, it's my third marriage, I want an outside wedding in the sun, like a Julia Roberts wedding, with everyone on white chairs and flowers like that. And him and our friend and wedding planner, Julie, did the most of it. I was OK with that. But the worst surprise, which should have been a great surprise, and it was... Do you remember This Is Your Life?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And so I was, like, the 1,000th person, apparently, to be on This Is Your Life. And obviously my ex-husband, Tim, was doing it. And beforehand, I was going the day before, and then the day before to open a car show or something down in London. And because I used to drink at the time, the This Is Your Life people had told him to come with me in case I got hammered. So he came with me and kept going, you're not having another champagne? It's like, oh, my God, get lost. I'll have one if I want. Then coming back on the train, he kept going to me, are you not going to put a bit more makeup on, pet? I'm thinking, don't be so rude. Anyway, of course, then I got off the train and I saw Michael Aspel with the book. I had hardly any makeup on. I was feeling really rough and poorly and I was fuming. Because then, of course, you're thinking, oh, my God, has he invited Auntie Florrie? Has he done this? Has he done this? Because I knew he wasn't the best organiser in the world, so don't surprise...
That'd be the worst thing.
Having said that, it was a wonderful memory, and I'm sort of half joking about it, but it was the surprise element does not sit with me.
Doesn't sound great, does it?
No.
Right, well, we've all been warned on that one. A leading etiquette expert has said that men should always, we had a lively ad break, should always pull out the chair for a woman in a restaurant. So is she right, or is that just plain old-fashioned? I mean, I kind of don't mind it, but I wouldn't expect it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of chivalry is nice. And I also think in etiquette, you would do that for an elderly person or somebody that just looks like they need assistance with a buggy or whatever. So I quite like it. I don't want them to get the... I don't want to get the menu first because I can't make up my mind. I don't mind my chair being pulled out, but I don't want to get the menu because I never know.
And as long as you know that your chair has been pulled out, has that
and I
ever
don't just
happened
fall
to you?
over, yeah.
Where you just suddenly go onto the floor.
That's usually after too much wine, actually.
Yeah, it used to happen a lot. No, I agree. And I think that this is where it's quite difficult for guys in this world we live in as well, in this respect, because I think sometimes, you know, people think that if somebody is chivalrous, that's taking away, you know, that we're feminists and we shouldn't expect that. And I think that you can be a feminist and enjoy your chair pulled out for you, exactly like you. It's a lovely thing when it happens, but I don't expect
Manners,
it.
isn't
It's
it?
like when doors are opened. I like my husband or a man that I'm with to do that. But I would also, if I was out with, you know, as you say, a friend or somebody, I would also do the same thing. The thing that I don't like, and I think we all agree, is when they automatically give the bill to the man.
Yeah.
You know, because...
And what about, would you expect Lincoln to put his jacket over a puddle?
Yes. and I do always like him to walk near the road as well, that I'm inside, especially in this weather, in case a car goes by and splashes you. I want that
Sacrifice Lincoln. Yeah.
The thing is, as well, the other thing is the standing up when a woman leaves the table.
Oh,
and a friend of ours, Ross King, you know Ross King, who does the Hollywood for Lorraine and everything, he's just such a lovely guy and a friend of all of us. But I was with him recently, and honestly, Ross does that every single time a woman stands up. When you've got older women who go for a wee 75 times during the dinner,
That's too much.
Ross was ending up just like this,
Squatting.
What about you, Kelly?
It's funny because the military, they do all of this. So it would there always be a man pulling out a table for a lady. So it's very regimented. I think I don't know. I find with my friends, I always let them in the lift first. I always open the door and let them go.
Yeah.
Just with friends. I think that's a personal thing. You know, on the menu, if I'm with my dad, I get really fed up when he just orders straight away. Because I'm thinking, like, let the woman, he's just that old school, doesn't care.
Yeah.
But then if I was with a bunch of blokes, I'd actually still say to them, you order first, because I cannot make my mind up on a menu at all. Yeah, so I don't really care about that, but I like politeness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
politeness.
Yeah.
And charming.
Good manners
Yeah.
go a long, long way.
Yeah.